Alrighty, welcome to Detroit in Black and White. Today's guest is Reggie Reg Davis. We're waiting on Adolph Mongo, our other co-host, who's on his way to his computer. In the meantime, we've got Reggie Reg Davis. You may have heard of him if you're from Detroit. You likely did hear of him. Radio personality, community activist. Reggie, tell us a little bit about your background. You were a radio personality in Detroit for a long time. Tell us a little bit about that, and tell us a little bit about where you are now in terms of community activism.
Yeah, Allan, and I guess before I get started, just a little tidbit for you.
Sure.
I was watching your intro piece, and I saw the video there, and you know that shot with Kwame Kilpatrick,
Uh-huh.
the young lady that's now his wife.
Uh-huh. Oh, okay.
Yeah, so that's Letitia McGee, and back in the, if you can recall, if you went up to Kwame's office during his very first term, 2001ish, and you see a young lady sitting there with a big rock on her left finger. She had a little voice. She said, little cute voice. Hi, welcome to the mayor's office. Can I help you, please? So that's exactly what she spoke. That was then my fiance. That's now his wife. Just a little
you're kidding me. Wow.
Yeah,
wow, that's a little bit of Detroit.
So I tell Kwame, I got to tell Kwame, I taught her well, man. I set the bar high, bro. So
no, good for you. Interesting. That's an interesting tidbit.
Yeah, sure. that's for you, Allan. Sure. Okay, so don't tell me. Yeah, so I got my start here in Detroit, born and raised, Joy Road, Dexter area. I went to Murray Wright High School.
Okay.
At a very young age, 7, I went to sleep one night and literally had a dream that I was in a little room like I am right now with an instrument like this called a microphone. I uplifted my voice in that dream, and for some strange reason, whatever came out of my mouth, folk who looked like myself began to live a better quality of life. That was a true dream at age 7. So I was on a quest. After that dream, I began a quest to do radio broadcasting, and today I'm very thankful to say I've had a very successful 38-year radio broadcasting career, honorary degrees from broadcast colleges, worked different formats, country, of course, hip hop, R&B.
Tell us the stations. All in Detroit, or was it?
No. I did my big things here in Detroit, but no, I worked out in at happened to get a gig out in LA at Stevie Wonder from Detroit. He has a radio station there in Inglewood called KJ. Kindness, joy, love, and happiness. I did the afternoons there. Worked out in Tampa, Florida at 95.7 The Beat, Tampa Bay's #1 for hip hop and R&B. That was then Clear Channel. And I worked out in North Carolina at a station there, an adult format R&B. And I worked in Oklahoma to Oral Roberts University in Tulsa, and I worked there. And yeah, this guy who just came on right now, he knows a lot about my radio career.
Nobody know about you, bro. You went to Oral Roberts. Did you put your hand on the TV?
Yeah, absolutely, I did.
Give me some money.
I sure did.
Reggie, tell us
how you doing, Reggie Reg?
I'm doing good, Adolph.
Hey, I apologize. You know, I had to skirt this traffic. You know, and it used to be a time you can go downtown and you didn't have to deal with all this. So now we're dealing with what we're dealing with.
Reggie, can I ask a question?
Yes, Allan.
The difference between LA and Detroit, I mean, LA is a huge market. Detroit's not as big a market, but a big market. What was the difference?
Well, LA has always been the second largest radio market in this country. It was then and it is today. Detroit has slipped down. We were at one point number 7. I think we went up as high as 7. Now we're back down to 12 or something like that. Everybody's jumping over us. We're losing population, as you know. But I think a great way to look at the difference between the LA market and Detroit radio market. You know, LA is not for me. I'm a man like Adolph. I'm here for my people, for Black people. And if I can be somewhere and help my kind, then I'm doing something. In LA, that's Mexico part 2. That's I think the mayor at that time was Mexican, and nothing against Mexicans. I love them to death. They were very good people, but I couldn't do the type of work that qualifies me as a man of God, here to help my people there in LA. So I was on the radio, but it's a lot of movie stars and all that kind of stuff. And if you're not Kobe, I would say this, if you're not Kobe Bryant or a Blood or Crip, you're black, you don't belong. It's nothing for a black man in LA. So Detroit is my home, and it's Black City. You know what I'm saying?
Interesting.
I here help a ton of black people.
You know, Reggie, you were sitting on the county commission, and you know, how was it to go from being a radio personality to being a politician?
It was a beautiful thing, Adolph, because I was able to have my hand on the pulse of the people, as you know, and in government, it's all about people. What are we going to do for all these people, and how do we do it right? You know what I mean? So I was able to go in and sit at that table as a Wayne County commissioner, and I was literally, I didn't have to tie myself into the 5 people that had the mega vote together, whatever. I did my thing, and I represented my people, and they saw me as, hey, here's my cousin. I used to refer to all my listeners on the radio for years as my cousin, and you know, just to make like Detroit is one big family, because it is, and people really bought into that, and I'm glad they did, because I was serious about it. So I was able to go out as Wayne County commissioner, walking the streets on the northwest side of Detroit, and people knew me from radio, and then they had their ears open to hear what I had to say now that I'm sitting here in government representing their issues, as far as, you know, what their needs were as tax-paying citizens of Detroit. So it actually worked in my favor, man. It was a beautiful thing.
Okay.
Go ahead.
Oh, I was going to say, so you lost a brother to gun violence.
Right.
Tell us a little bit about that, and tell us how that sort of transformed you into what you're doing today.
So, you know, Allan, Adolph knows the story, heard it a million times, but my younger brother, Vito, is my only brother. I don't have a brother right now. Vito was 19, and he went to Denby High School. He graduated, had a scholarship to Eastern Michigan University to play basketball. He had a good 3-point shot. He was a shooter, very good. And one late night on the east side of Detroit, Vito was taking his girlfriend to her house to get some videos and then go back to his house. He pulled up in the driveway. It was late night. It was about maybe 12:30, 1 o'clock or whatever. He pulled in the driveway, and as he waited for her to come back to the car, a young man knocked on the passenger window, and he tried to, you know, get his attention. And the young man, hey, I got this weed, man. You smoke weed? You want some? I got something. I got it right here. You want it? And no, he didn't smoke weed. So my brother told him, no, I'm not interested. So the guy walked away. A couple seconds later, another guy, different individual, knocked on the driver's side window much more aggressively. You know, hey, check this out, man. I got the best weed in town. You got to check this out, man. You got to get some. Come get something. Get it. Come on, man. Just going crazy. And I always told my brother, if you ever feel uncomfortable in any situation, the best thing, go flight. Go fight or flight, freeze. No, take off. So he took my advice and he threw the car in reverse. She was in the house, so she'd be okay. Threw the car in reverse. He backed out of the driveway, turned around, hit drive. And as he took off, a third assailant pulled out a semi-automatic handgun, 17 rounds in the gun, 16 right here in the clip and 1 in the chamber. This young boy aimed at the car that my brother was taking off in. 17, all emptied. Everything missed, but 1, and that's all it takes, is 1 bullet. Wow. Penetrated that major artery, I believe it is, Adolph, behind his left knee. It hit that artery, or however, and he started bleeding profusely. He's on the east side. He knew all the east side very well, so he on his way to St. John's. He made it about a block away from, you could see the sign, St. John's Emergency. Bam, hit a tree. My brother's life was no more. That's the story of my brother.
When was that? And how old was your brother?
2001. Vito was 19. 2001. And I was a very, I mean, I don't know if you guys have lost family members like that are close to you.
Listen, you know, I lost my older brother.
Yeah, that's right. You sure did. So you get it, Adolph. But I'm telling you, that takes from you, man. It's like a part of my body just left me. You know what I mean? I can't explain it. It's a feeling that I can't explain. But so just to update, because we don't have a lot of time to update you guys on what I've done since that time. Adolph has followed my walk. My thing is, I told myself, I said, okay, this is God opening my eyes. My brother, he took my brother home early to open my eyes to say, young man, you got work to do. And that work is to find out how I was glad I was able to get on the radio when that happened to my brother, and I asked my cousins to find out who murdered my brother. And in several hours, the police apprehended 5 young men between the ages of 13 and 19. And 3 of them, did large amounts of time. 2 of them cooperated, did little time, whatever. But they didn't bring my brother back. But the thing of the matter is, it was God enlightening me, opening my eyes to say, we've got to do something about this gun violence, about conflict resolution issues with your people. And that's when we put together the nonprofit organization that you know so well, Adolph, Ceasefire Youth Initiative. We've been around for some 20 years now. We were in the school today. I'm just coming back from doing our work with Ceasefire at a couple of our schools. And these boys, here's the thing, Adolph, those 5 young boys between the ages of 13 and 19, later I was able to do my homework and the research, none of them had a father or an older brother to steer them in the right direction. My brother Vito had me, his older brother, on the radio that a lot of people looked up to, #1 radio show in the city, running things in the city. He'd come to the radio station, I'm on the air, my brother sit right there and marveled at his bigger brother doing his thing. So he would put in his mind, I'm going to do my thing. And he was doing his thing. And he had a father. You know my father very well, Adolph. He had a father and an older brother.
Sure do.
Yeah, so Vito didn't have a problem. The problem was with these young boys, 5 of them who did not have an older brother or a father to steer them in the right direction. So therein lies the problem, Adolph. You see what I'm saying? So now, Adolph, you talked to me the other day, said, man, why you walk around and you got that Harvard hat on, you talking about Harvard. I went to the University of Michigan. What the hell are you talking about Harvard? So I was able to, right now, I'm a part of a program at Harvard, okay? They're not only #1 for medical research, but Harvard is #1 for public policy and public administration. And that is through the John F. Kennedy School of Government, Harvard Kennedy, as we know it. And I'm taking a very strenuous program, 11-month program, which tops off with a capstone, which is like a baby dissertation. And at the same time, I'm ready to fulfill complete my master's over at a college, Liberty, over in Virginia. And then my plan is to, by late next year, get started with my PhD program. And I tell you guys right now, we have a lot of time, but here's I'm already examining everything I need to do. My dissertation, the title is Breaking Barriers to Higher Education, a comprehensive social policy framework for promoting equitable access among African-American youth. Get this, with a focus on enhancing college participation for Black boys in urban communities.
So let me ask you this, Reggie. How are we gonna get these guns off the street, man?
So
you know what? Why would, if I'm a 13, 14-year-old, why would I listen to you? You talking all this crazy ass shit. You know what? Listen, I gotta go out there and somebody give me a gun and we go over to their house. They don't think about it until after the fact. How you gonna make these young guys, and there's a lot of young Black guys saying, no, I don't want a gun. Don't give me a gun.
Mm-hmm. I have the perfect answer for you, bro. Thanks for that question, Adolph. That's a marvelous question. And here's the answer. If, Adolph, you know I'm not a crackhead, right? But if you guys put me into a house or a home or an atmosphere where I'm living amongst crackheads every day for 60 days straight, what'll happen is at the end of that, on the 61st day, I'm more liable to become a crackhead myself or start to think the way that they think, because I've now been overcome by their lifestyle. So to answer your question, Adolph, what do? Something that every time I bring up this idea, everybody kind of like, how are you going to make that happen? If we could have taken those 5 young boys who assassinated my brother between ages 13 and 19, if we could have took them on a program that would fly them to Africa, let's follow me, guys. We would take these boys, a majority of guys, a nice little number, some 200-300 of them, and we take them on a big jumbo jet, and we go to the beautiful continent with 50 plus beautiful, beautiful countries called Africa, where all this stuff started at, right? if we could take these boys on a 3-year period and spend entire summers for 3 years in Africa with a program that's built strong, like the program talks about how we're going to take these young boys and we're going to show them all these beautiful weather patterns, these animals, this land masses, these monuments, the languages, and show them somewhere that, here's the thing, Adolph, majority of those boys never step foot across 8 Mile, much less another state, another country. When you're not able to go,
but you know, Reggie, that ain't gonna happen. I was watching The Wire one time, and you know what? You ever watch The Wire, Allan?
Yeah.
I watched it all.
Listen, they was leaving. There was four guys leaving Baltimore, and they was riding down the highway going to Philly to steal cars. And they was listening to a radio station in Baltimore, and it changed. And one of them said, "What happened? Why there's another radio station?" The guy said, "We out of Baltimore. We in Philly." He said, "We in Philly. It's a different station." He said, "You ever been out of Baltimore?" He said, "No, I thought the radio station was everywhere, the same radio station." That's what we're dealing with.
Absolutely, but that's my point, Allan. We got to get these boys somewhere else. We can, if they continue to stay here and walk up the block that they've stayed, they've been nowhere but on their block. They go to school around the corner, come back home every day. We're gonna go across 8 Mile. All we see blighted houses, open for trespass, open for the elements. We see all this drugs. We see prostitution. If that's in my head all my life, then what do you think is going to happen? So we have to take these boys and give them something beautiful, like this awesome continent where everything's totally different than Detroit.
Who gonna send 300 people to Africa, man?
So there's a group called, I've been doing my research for a long time. I'm not playing about my dissertation and my PhD. I'm not playing. I'm telling you right now, I'm very serious. There's a group called Birthright Africa. And with
before you continue, we're gonna take a break, Allan, and we're gonna come back and we're gonna continue the conversation with Reggie Reg Davis, my man. You know, he control the radio airwaves. he wanted to be a politician. What your father say? He said, "I don't know why he want to be a politician, but hey, here he is."
I got my mic right here. Got my mic right here.
Without Project Clean Slate, there is no telling where I would be right now.
It gave him back his life, because once he got the felony, it seemed like life was over.
Being unemployed, being depressed, being a burden. Project Clean Slate helped wipe those things away. I can't say thank you enough. I am now able to work for a reputable airline. Detroit had my back, all because I live in Detroit.
All right.
Okay, we're back.
We have an NFL. We're having a little glitch with the ad, but we'll do a little pitch for the NFL draft, who's one of our sponsors here. It's April 25th to the 27th. This is going to be at Campus Martius. They've set up an outdoor shell. You can register. You can go on Deadline Detroit and click an ad and register, although some people say you might not have to register, but it doesn't hurt to register. The entry is for free. There'll be activities everywhere downtown. I know different companies, different bars are having events. But again, April 25th to the 27th in downtown Detroit in the Campus Martius area. We'll be seeing, and hopefully the Detroit Lions get some good drafts. So
anyway. Who care about the Detroit Lions, man?
We do.
Okay.
I don't.
We back with Reggie Reg. Okay, Reggie. Go ahead, bro.
Yeah, so when I say let's take these boys to Africa, and if they're going this 3-year program every summer, they're spending 90 days in Africa with the strenuous program to enlighten them and educate them about this beautiful country, from Johannesburg to Egypt, you know what I mean, from the Ivory Coast to Kenya. It's beautiful, beautiful continent. This is really where your roots go. We are the dominant, and we are the original kings of this world. This is what it's all about. Teach them that. Teach these boys who they are. They don't know who they are. They can't love themselves because they don't know who they are. So Birthright Africa is a program. It's a big mission group, nonprofit, and what they do is they sponsor free trips to the continent for youth and young adults of Black and African descent, knowing that by honoring the past, we build on our futures. And I build on that. I spoke to some of them several times, and I told them if I have to put something together and go see LeBron James and Michael Jordan and say, hey, man, we need to build a bankroll to be able to afford this project to happen. Whatever it takes, we got to get out there and do it. But I'm telling you, you said, I heard what you said, Adolph. You said, what do we do to make them boys, when somebody hands them a gun, they say, I don't want that gun, put it down. Imagine these boys coming back after that third year and the plane is landing at Metro, and we left a control group. We had the control group with us. We left maybe a few kids here, and they say, hey, man, welcome back. Glad y'all back. Let's go rob the bank, or let's go do it. What do you think these boys are going to say? They're going to say, oh, no, put that down, bro. Let's go. This building over here in the corner.
Ain't no question. And you know what? You know, Allan, we had Frank Miles on the show, right?
Right.
Frank Miles went to high school with me. I'm gonna tell you this story. And he's an advocate of dealing with youth violence. But one day I was watching the news. It was a quarter after 11. And they said students from Redford High School shot to death while going to football practice. They said his name was Frank Miles Jr. I've been knowing the boy since he was a baby. God, it's unbelievable. But we go back, me and his father go back when we was in high school, when we went downtown to the Constantine Recreation Center. 5 of us. We went to Oak Park High School. We was from Royal Oak Township. We played them in basketball. We beat them. We was talking stuff. They wanted to fight us because we won. It's like, man, we can't be fighting. But I had some guys with us said we went and got a gun from the gas station. That gas station is still across the street from Constantine Recreation Center. Say, we're going to shoot these people. I said, Frank, let's get on the bus. Let's get on the bus. Let them go shoot whatever they're going to do, because I'm not going to jail. You're not going to be in juvenile, because I was 18. He was 15. And he said, okay, because his father was my former Little League baseball coach. And you know what the other guy said? Oh, y'all scared and stuff. I said, hell yeah, we scared. So, but nothing happened. It only takes one person to say, we not doing this shit. We not gonna be part of whatever crazy shit. And Frank, after I went over to his house to console him, that when his son died, all he could tell me was when we were in that situation, he said, I just wish there was somebody on that bus that would have told the folks that had the gun, put that shit away and don't shoot. He said my son would still be alive. So you know what? This is what we deal with, man, because nobody wants to step up and say enough is enough. Because they say, oh, you a coward or you this. Yes, I am. Because I'm looking ahead. I'm playing chess, not checkers.
Reg, when you talk about sending some of the youth to Africa, to their roots, how could somebody get on that trip, and what are the ages that you're thinking are the limitations, and you know, in Israel they have the same thing. They send youth, high school, college kids. They send them on free trips for like a week or two. In the Birthright program, the same thing.
Mormons do that, don't they?
The Mormons?
Probably yeah, they send them on the missions.
Yeah, but Allan, look, the thing is this: we got to find, it's going to take a lot. It's going to take a lot of funding to make that particular thing happen. The idea is, do they really want it to happen? Do the powers that be, will they step in our way? Because this will change the scope of everything. If this works out of Detroit, Philadelphia is next, Baltimore will be after that, and so on and thus forth. So if we start to see that this thing works, man, I mean, the violent crimes and everything will go like plummet. But is that really what this country want, Adolph? Do they want that? Well, they say,
I think people want that, but because you always have a small minority that want chaos and stuff. But I'm gonna tell you, we need to do what other groups need to do, and I'm all for sending kids to Africa. Listen, I went to school with Jewish students and stuff, and I was amazed that when I was in the 7th grade, I never forget this, Allan, because we went to school together. And we getting out of school, it's 3 o'clock or 3:30, and then there's these buses lined up. They going to Hebrew school. I'm like, what the fuck is going on? We just got out of school. Yeah. But yet, they was going there. They was learning about Jewish history, whatever y'all was learning about. But they got on those buses, and I said, "Damn, you know what? You know what? You look as a kid and say, no, I don't want to continue to go to school, but we gotta make that happen."
I went twice. You know, it was 2 hours after school, twice a week, and on Sunday. And to be honest, I didn't love it. I was a troublemaker. I got kicked out of class sometimes, but I did learn. I learned how to read Hebrew. I did learn about Jewish history and stuff. I mean,
that changed everything.
I mean, they said, "Hey, who the hell as a kid wants to go like, oh, school's out? Yeah, let's do 2 more hours of school." Hell no, but we went. We did it anyways. Our parents made us go.
Yeah. And then the Mormons send their kids away for 2 years for doing whatever. You know what? But listen, I support you, Reggie. How do they get in contact with you?
Well, it's all about this, and I know you guys are making a rap right now. The whole cutting edge evidence-based research. When you look at the Birthright Group and what they're doing with a very limited amount of people, young people, when they take them over there, they come back on one trip. They've changed the total dynamics of that young person's mind and the way of thinking. If we can take that and then push the umbrella to be able to afford some kind of way to take several hundred of these young boys in the city like Detroit to Africa on a 3-year program, I'm telling you, I can almost guarantee that there's going to be an absolute change in dynamics.
So how do they get in touch with you?
Well, let me ask you before
Go ahead.
You say that. I think 3 years is a really super ambitious, and not that I'm not saying it's not a good program, but
you got to shoot high, man. You got to think it's got,
but
to make a real change, you got to go real.
I think you said, look, when you go out of town, when you go overseas for the very first time, your eyes are opened up. I think if you sent kids for 2-3 a month, I think that would be impactful. Anytime I've gone on trips abroad, I'm like, wow, there's another world. People are living a different life. I think kids need to at least, this is my opinion, I think it's better to get a mass going on a shorter term, like 2 weeks, 4 weeks. It's going to be
whatever it is. It's the idea of all together. However we do it, it just needs to be done. That's the point. And I'm looking at your clock. I'm a radio guy, so here I get it. We count down. I got you. I'm real good.
We wrapping it up. So tell me, how do they get in contact with you, Reggie Reg?
313-544-6312. That's 544-6312. Or online, you go check me out at Reggie Reg Davis. That's our Facebook, Instagram, all those guys. Reggie Reg Davis.
Okay, and this is the guy. We're gonna have you back, Reggie Reg Davis.
Don't wait too long. If you wait too long, you're gonna have to refer to me as Dr. Reggie Reg Davis. So don't take too long.
Okay, Dr. Reggie Reg Davis.
Don't wait too long.
Allan Lengel, thank you very much. This is Detroit in Black and White. This is our weekly show. We'll see you Saturday at McShane's, Michigan and Trumbull. Thank you very much.
Yeah, when I get my doctor's degree, I'm coming over on Trumbull with y'all.
All right.
Okay, you can
You
do.
have to
You don't
wait.
even
You
have
have
to
to
have your
wait.
doctor's degree. You can come anytime, Reggie.
I'm
Reg.
messing with you. I'm messing with you.
Okay, bro.
All
Thanks.
right. Thanks.